get back to our seats to start our next session. Great. Hope everybody had a great break because we're now going to be listening to some amazing speeches. And today our speakers are going to be, sorry, well, I know our speakers. It's going to be Ellie and Annette. And our first speaker is going to be Annette. And I would like to tell Ellie. Okay.
Me first?
Yeah.
Skip.
Okay, yeah, this wasn't short.
Okay. I would like to tell you a little about Ellie to start us off. Everybody knows Ellie. She's an old timer here. But some more things I would like to tell you about Ellie is that even though she's an old timer, she's young at heart.
Yes.
She has not stopped living. She has been traveling all the time.
Yep.
She's gone to all 4 Viking river cruises. I'd never
Wow.
even heard of river cruises before, but she's gone to all 4 of them. And guess what? In October, very soon, in a month, she is going to be going on yet another river cruise in Paris, the City of Lights. So please welcome Ellie as she gives us a 4 to 5 minute speech titled, Who Am I?
This is an impromptu speech. Somebody told me this morning, Ellie, can you be a speaker? I said, oh my God. Instead of taking a nap, my gosh, I have to do this. But no, this is an impromptu speech. Who am I? Would you believe that's my first speech when I first joined in the Toastmaster? That was over 20 years ago. So I'd like to share who am I. Probably most of you knows me already. And raise your hands if you here, if you came to America as immigrant.
17.
Oh, really? Not a lot, but that's okay. Well, I came to United States of America in 1970 as a teacher, 25 years old, and I flew in fly now, pay later plan because it's a poor family, and then at the same time, I had only one friend that I had to stay at that place because I don't know that much of America. But I'm just so blessed that as an immigrant, as a teacher, I was able to come over. What does Toastmaster did for me? When I came, I was really a very, very introvert person. Very introvert, but now, what is it? As an extrovert. How did I learn that? I started as, I didn't even teach at all because I was, in the Philippines, you can spank anybody, the kids, and you can just tell them, go to that corner, but not in here. And so, you know what I'm talking about, right? And so what happened now, I changed. I went into banking. And I don't know anything about banking at all. So what happened, I had to go and attend subjects about banking on, I cannot even count how many colleges I went to just to have that. And my first job was have you heard about NCR machine, NCR operator?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was a hard job. When we used to input the credit card, the credit when you purchase that you sign something, and then you get that tons and tons and tons. And I was in the dungeon, just keep on doing those things, okay? But now it's different, completely different. All you need to do is just put your credit card and it will show on your next statement. Okay. So what happened, I was able to go attend so many classes on different kinds of schools. So I started working for Bank of America, and then they retired me. 31 years of banking experience, so going to different states, training them, and then at the very last, our department moved to out of state. When they moved to out of state, because it's a lot cheaper to do business with out of state. And so they retired me. I said, hey, I'm not gonna be moving to that state. My family is here. So what they did is they retired me. They gave me, at that time, we're still getting pension, right? And now the second bank that I work to is Citibank. Same thing. It went to the documentation department, moved to another state, and they retired me there. So I got 2 retirement and pension. And the third one is the fourth one is U.S. Bank, and that's where I retire. But life has been good to me, really, really good, and I'm just so blessed. But what happened with Toastmaster, I was really an introvert person, and it changes me to be an extrovert person. And being a member of Toastmaster for over 20 years, believe me, you going to change as a person. So I challenge each one of you, especially like say, if you're planning to be a member, do it, just do it, and it's really, really great to be a Toastmaster. In fact, at the church, I've been lecturing for over 20 years now, and then they asked me after the lecture, how come you were able to say that? Well, because I'm a Toastmaster. See, I'm so proud to say I'm a Toastmaster. And so, all of you, I challenge each one of you. And I have more things to say, but I think I'm up to my limit. Another thing too is go to those different contests that Toastmaster is offering. And believe me, you're not going to regret it. Back to you.
Thank you, Ellie, for
Oh,
that.
don't count me as that speaker, okay?
Okay.
Just to let you know.
Okay. Thank you, Ellie, for your wonderful speech and for challenging us to do more competition speeches. And that challenge, it was successful because our very own Kelly won the whole thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, now on to our second speaker, Annette. We just met you today, but I feel like we know so much about you. We learned that you are a romantic at heart, and we learned about your first kiss. And so I want to give you a bigger picture of who Annette is as a person before she gives her speech today. She is also an athlete. She is learning how to open water swim.
I do open water swim, but I'm learning how to paddleboard.
And she's learning how to
Yes.
paddleboard. Yes. So you can catch her by nearby lakes or at Newport if you want to go swimming with her, or if you want to go bodybuild with her because she is getting into that as well.
I'm getting into
Weightlifting.
fitness. Yeah.
Yes. And today her speech is 13 to 15 minutes, and she's going to be giving her mother's eulogy.
Yes.
So let's
Okay.
welcome her.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so don't count this for the minutes, please. I don't know if I can do this or not. As much as I love to talk, I'm a nervous wreck, and this is why I'm here. Joy encouraged me to come here to overcome my fear of speaking. I have been in situations as a teacher to give speeches where my hand was shaking and the microphone and it's blasted all over, and I just wanted the floor to open and take me. It was so I cover it really well. I come across very friendly, and I am friendly, but I am mortified to be here. But thank you, Joy. I think this will help me. You know, being a member here, it will help me become a good speaker, and it will take me far in my teaching career and as a college and K-8. wherever it goes, and the podcast as well. So thank you for being patient with me. My name is Annette Markosian. Today I will be sharing the eulogy that I spoke, that I wrote and presented as the only speaker for my mom's passing, which took place on September 2nd of this month. Good morning, Father Nikolai, family and friends. I would like to take a moment to thank all of you for being here, for your patience and understanding and your support through this time. And for those who couldn't be with us, thank you for your love, support, cards, messages, gifts. We appreciate you. And we thank you sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. With full hearts and in unity, we can finally celebrate my mom's life, her spirit, and the love she left with each one of us. As I stand here today, I have chosen to speak about my mother from the perspective of how she was seen by the world, the roles she held, the strength she showed, and the impact she held on others. Like many relationships, ours was complex and deeply personal. However, out of respect for her, this moment, and for all who loved her, I have chosen to honor her in a way that speaks to the broader legacy she leaves behind. My mother, who we called Yuma. Yuma, where do I begin? She was many things. My father's bride of 58 years, our mom to my twin brother and I, my beautiful sister Maria, my dear brothers Viken and Kevork, and my late beloved brother Rock. She was the amazing mother-in-law to Monica, Erine, Rafi, and my husband Harut. The nene, grandmother, to her grandchildren, Sergio, Nadine, Amarena, Georgie, Shant, Melanie, Angelina, Isabella, Naomi, Elijah, Cameron, Latifa, and the twins, Andrew and Angelina. She was also the beloved sister to Khalto Akaber and Khalo Hana, the witty aunt to her nieces, to her niece Aziza and nephews Wanis and Eli, along with all the nieces overseas, the loyal cousin and the true friend to many. But above all, she was Nora, a force of nature, a woman with grit, heart, and a sense of humor sharper than her kitchen knives. She did. One of my favorite poets, Thomas Campbell, once wrote, "To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die. To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die." It's a reminder that our loved ones live on through the love, memories, and stories we carry with us. And I know this to be true because my mom lives on in all of us. She lives in the way she shows up. We show up for each other. She lives in the jokes we still tell, often at our expense, just the way she liked it. And she especially lives in the stories we've collected, wild, hilarious, deeply moving stories that only someone like Nora could have inspired. Let me give you an idea of the kind of woman Nora was. She was hardworking, the kind of person who could whip up a 3-course meal faster than any of us could open a takeout menu. She was intelligent and sharp-tongued, but never cruel, just honest and painfully honest. She was ferocious when she needed to be, and sometimes just for fun. She was generous to a fault, warm when you least expected it, and gentle, well, I think that only applied to the grandchildren, who got away with things my siblings and I couldn't have dreamt of. Like jumping on the fancy couches, tearing down the linen closet to build forts, and eating ice cream before dinner. She let them bend all the rules, and she loved every single minute of it. In short, my mom was wonderfully unpredictable. Growing up with Nora as your mom, though, meant two things were guaranteed. One, you would never go hungry. You will always be well fed. Two, you would never get away with anything. And I mean anything. The babouche, what most of us came to know as the drone that never missed its target. Some of you might know it by its aliases, other famous aliases. The flip-flop, or the chancla, or the shahata. Whatever you called it, you knew one thing for sure. It could fly at you from directions you didn't think existed. And I've got battle wounds to prove it. That was her version of showing you she cared in her own unique way. As tough as she was, though, my mom was also the kind of woman who would move mountains. And if that didn't work, she'd find the back door of the mountain, climb the mountain, and drag it with her. In the mid to late 70s, when my siblings and I started school in Amman, Jordan, in the Armenian school system, being half Armenian was not considered 100% Armenian to qualify to attend the Armenian school, and the only one in Amman. Most of us would have sighed and walked away, right? Taken what we were told and walked away. Not my mom. My mom, considering her being Jordanian, she fought until we were admitted. And in doing so, she opened the doors to my younger cousins. She didn't just challenge the rules, she rewrote them. You know the quote, she believed she could, so she did. My mom didn't just believe, my mom charged in. Take Nadine's high school graduation, for instance. It was held at the Pasadena Civic Center. For those of you who don't know or not familiar, it's the auditorium where America's Got Talent is held. So you can imagine, my mom did not have a backstage pass, but that didn't stop her. She walked in like she owned the place. As security tried to remove her from the stage, it became like a tango dance. So they just put their hands up in the air, let her do her thing. She wrapped my niece with yards of money, lei, and my niece was mortified, of course, but my mom was cool as a cucumber. Eventually, security just threw their hands in the air and let her do her thing. That's classic Nora for you. Unstoppable, unbothered, and always finding a way to turn even chaos into a celebration. Then there was Georgie's 8th grade graduation, my son. 11 students, tiny stage, no hiding. Somehow she got a hold of the mic, gave a speech that nobody wanted or asked for, but everybody remembered. Imagine also being a teacher at that school, showing up the next day. She handed every student a $20 bill and covered Georgie with a $1,000 cash lei. Iconic, isn't it? And weddings, let's just say she turned them into full-blown productions. 1 minute we were giving a toast. The next, there she was standing on the table, dancing, stealing the spotlight like only she could. And we couldn't have had it any other way. My mom made everything an event. Even the quiet moments somehow turned into stories, usually with a misunderstanding, a laugh, and her rolling her eyes and saying, "No one listens around here." And then she would throw out a Jordanian proverb that was somehow wise, witty, and savage all at the same time. But behind the laughter and the flair was a woman who carried tremendous pain with strength and grace. At just 16 years old, my mom faced the devastating loss of her father. 10 years later, while carrying the weight of new life within her, pregnant with my twin brother and I, she was struck yet with another tragedy, an unbearable blow, the loss of her beloved brother, who was killed, and his body was found a week later floating on the other side of the Dead Sea. This was not a heartbreaking loss, but a traumatic wound she carried while nurturing us in her womb. Yet instead of surrendering to her grief, she rose with courage and resolve. She and her sister, my dear Khato Akaber, put aside their own youth, stepped up to help their widowed mother as caregivers and protectors, long before they were called mother themselves. She became a pillar of responsibility, a shield of strength, and of course, a caregiver. These experiences, as painful as they were, forged her resilience. They explained the woman she became, the fierce protector, the selfless giver, the one who carried burdens silently, yet stood tall so others can lean on her. And as if that wasn't enough, she spent countless of days in the courtrooms of Amman, fighting to reclaim her father's legacy and land after others tried to take it. She didn't fight because it was easy. She fought because it was right. She stood her ground even when she had to stand alone. She taught us that strength is not about raising your voice, though she raised hers often, but about standing firm in the face of adversity. That love means sacrifice, that dignity and justice are worth defending. And then, after all those years of carrying others, came the loss that broke her in a way none of us could mend, not even my dad. The death of her son, my beloved brother, 4 years ago. There are no words for that kind of sorrow, for that kind of pain, and that kind of heartache. After that day, something shifted. Her spirit grew quiet. The sparkle that once lit up every room dimmed. She sat in silence, holding a sadness so deep it became a part of her. We saw the toll it took, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It was as if her heart could not bear one more loss. And in many ways, I think it was that heartbreak that led to her illness. She never complained. She never asked for pity. She simply carried her grief the way she had carried so many burdens before, with dignity and love. Even in her silence, her presence was powerful. Her love remained. Her eyes still searched for ours with that same familiar warmth. And that is how I will always remember her. A woman of unshakable strength, endless love, and a will to protect and nurture those she loved, no matter the cost to herself. So today we grieve, certainly, of course, that's for sure, but we also laugh, because my mom would have hated a dull, boring, quiet room. So let's honor her the best way we can, by loving fiercely, by showing up for each other, and maybe, if it's just once in a while, by dancing on the kitchen table. And now I would like to take a moment to address my father. Baba, there are no words big enough for this grief, but I need you to hear this with all your heart. I want you to know how deeply we see and appreciate the love you have given Mom, unconditionally, wholeheartedly, and beautifully. You were not just a good husband, you redefined what a good husband could be. You were something far more rare. The fondest memories I have watching you two was every morning you made her coffee until she couldn't drink it anymore. Throughout our school years, you made us breakfast, got us ready for school so she could just sleep a little longer. And when Mom came to America and left all 5 of us with you, I remember you braided my hair. It may not have been perfectly done as Mom would have wanted it. It was crooked, but I walked around that day bragging that my Baba braided my hair. And back in the day, let me tell you, it's not typical for an Armenian Middle Eastern culture norms for men to do. But you did it. Your love for her was steady, patient, and kind. Even in the hardest moments, you found ways to make her smile. You made her laugh even when the pain was loud. You were her partner in the truest sense. No one could have ever loved her any better than you. We are so lucky to call you our Baba. Please don't ever feel that you have to carry this pain alone. We are here to carry it with you. We will walk this road beside you with love and respect, just like you taught us. We love you so much, Baba. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. That was an amazing, beautiful speech and really, really well given. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you all for those speeches. Now I would like to introduce our evaluators for today. Our first evaluator is going to be Scott, who is evaluating Ellie.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it is a gift to be here and just to learn from all of you and to be in your presence. I am evaluating Ellie's speech, Who Am I? So Ellie, you really captured us when you talked about who you were, and that this speech takes you back to 20 years ago, your first speech or something like that?
More.
More. And so that was really great. You told a good story of being a teacher and learning how to teach, and involved in banking, and you just really, used good gestures. You were working with the audience. I felt like you really took us in, so thank you for that. And you challenged us at the end to get better. It's like, be a Toastmaster, keep doing it, keep at it, and it's gonna help you. And it's neat to see how you came and you started introverted, and look at you today. So it's great to be with you. As far as things to work on, I was just thinking a little bit on clarity and, as you speak to us, but that's my evaluation of your speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Now we're going to go on to our second evaluator, who is Taffy, evaluating
Oh, I think it was.
Elliot, evaluating Annette. Am I supposed to?
Usually, when people have special occasions, like retirement parties, weddings they're attending, toasts they're giving, eulogies in this case, big events where they have to make a presentation, a talk. Many people have come, or even some who have got to make a presentation to a group about some project activity they've been working on and have developed. They've used us as a test group to present their information, to get feedback, perspective on how well it is, what doesn't make sense, doesn't flow right. In this case, we got an encore, a privileged encore, about a eulogy, a different perspective, a different approach to it. I thought it was interesting before Annette got into it. She gave us a little more background about who she is, what she is. And you already know she's got this great guy that she met. Unfortunately, circumstances, traditions just didn't make it work out. So, but if she still has the memory today, the thing that crossed my thing after Owen's comment about what time of the day was the same thought I had. And she knew. I thought, is perchance, did she ever find out what happened to this guy and where things
Yeah.
went? I knew it.
He's part of Toastmaster Santa Barbara. And a pilot, yeah, absolutely.
So you
But
ran out of
we were
Toast-
not in touch.
You had to get away from
We're
Toastmasters
just
in Santa
from
Barbara,
far away,
come south to
professional.
here.
I haven't seen him in
Credit.
28 years.
Oh,
Fond memories sometimes are the
Mhm.
best
Yeah,
versus
just here.
seeing out what happened.
Yeah.
She learned that she's an athlete and other aspects to her life, and gradually transitioned to talk about the eulogy she gave recently about her mom. Found it interesting. It's hard to critique it because these things are tougher. They don't really get easier. Most people say, oh, it'll get easier with time. I think it's purely individualistic as far as what happens and how it goes. We learned that Nora, her mom, was just sharper than kitchen knives. Intelligent, a genius, tough, fearless. We learned about the Armenian system in education. I thought that was a good thing for your audience to understand how the system works in another country. I'm quite sure many of the audience understood it, but I'm quite sure there were many other friends that you've made over time and your parents made who really didn't understand the challenges of growing up and raising. And I thought that was a great thing as far as explaining that part of it. I felt she was mischievous, but always in a good, cute way, and I think most of the time she knew what she was doing, even though other people didn't think she did. The challenge of losing a son and how life progresses and where it goes from there. You recognized your father, all the strengths that he had and what he did. So it was just, touched it back, I think, for the audience, as far as customs and cultures going. It's a different background. We are blessed with the opportunity, having a number of members born in other countries, brought up with different concepts and standards and ideas. So we learn a lot of things. I think that's one of the strengths of this particular club in Toastmasters, is we're always learning about other people and gives us a better appreciation for other people. Your vocal variety was very good. You stumbled with a bunch of ums and ahs. I gave up at about number 11 in the very first 3 minutes, but then they disappeared. And I'm quite sure maybe the same thing happened. But as with here, I'm quite sure you overcame it, and people became more and more impressed with how well you were able to explain the family, the history, bring back great memories to many, many people that they have somewhat forgot, maybe remembered a little bit, but you filled in many of the other details for them to share. I'm quite sure overall your mother would have been very, very proud of you. I'm quite sure your dad is super proud and realized he has a great daughter, but she's even better than she thought he was, type thing. Thank you for sharing with us. Really appreciate the opportunity. Hopefully you'll consider maybe coming back, hanging
I'm
around,
signing up as a
join us
member.
some more.
I need more. I need help. I need to get better. And I'm feeling safe. Because I
Tried
think
to-
it matters.
We try to
I
be
don't
safe,
wanna
we
get
try to be
emotional.
honest, we try to be fair.
Yes,
Right,
and I
very,
love
very
that.
good.
And I appreciate that. I
But
need
thank you
it.
so much for sharing.
English is my
your
fourth
experience.
language, so it makes me a nervous wreck to speak in a language outside of my own. And that's where I feel very insecure and very, I try not to be transparent or raw to show that, but I can't help it. I'm not good at hiding some stuff. So,
You underestimate your
so this,
Yes.
dialogue. English is my first, my second, my third, and fourth. And I still struggle with it many times to put it together in a coherent manner versus the great job you did today.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you, Elliot, for that evaluation.
thank you.
I kind of stole our general evaluator's thunder, but I would love to welcome him onto the podium to give us our general evaluation and our timers report and all the other reports. Thank you.
General evaluator. I stuck in the end, I guess. Supposed to
Save the
be.
best for last.
I know, I saved the best. But I was evaluated the whole entire meeting as a general evaluator. Madam Toastmaster, as you know, will look at the meeting, check everybody, be sure everybody on time. As a general, I know William is the general, but for today, I'm taking over your position, William. I will check on everybody what happened and the progress everybody did, the speakers, the time report, the art report, the Marion report, and I will give you overall what happened. First of all, I'd like to get the timer for our evaluator.
For the speeches or for the evaluators?
Evaluator, because we're well, both, we need both.
So for the speeches, Ellie was over, yeah. 5 minutes and 57 seconds. It was to be a 4 to 5 minute speech, so that didn't qualify. And Annette asked not to be timed, so I didn't flash these up while you were talking.
Oh.
But you also went over. You were 16 minutes and 45 seconds. So
And the evaluator,
the evaluator, Scott, was 1 minute and 30 seconds, so his evaluation was within the time. Elliot's was a little over 4 minutes. I took some off because there was interaction in the midst of it, but it was still over.
so we're not gonna have winners
Scott,
Just Scott.
because
Scott wins the evaluation.
Go Scott.
But with that, I think this meeting went differently because we have a beautiful Annette here. And I know her compassion for her family and my friend and her first kiss. That was amazing. I was like, where's my first kiss?
I challenge you all to go back and think
Yeah.
of your first kiss.
When I came to this country, 17 years old, as her age, you know, and I came from a Catholic school back home in Nazareth, the Holy Land, and we have the nun, the priest, and kissing was not part of the society. I mean, until you get married.
Yeah, that's why it took me almost 24 years. I broke the law.
I came to this country, the high school, and everybody kissing each other, hugging each other. I said, oh, yeah! I'm free! I'm free!
That's how I felt in Santa Barbara. No parents, nothing, and you're like, okay, wow. In a sense, to
Thank you for sharing, and we're sorry for your loss, and
Thank you.
our condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
It's hard to lose somebody, especially a mom or a dad. I lost my dad. He was young age. It is amazing, your speech. I'm inspired. But the whole thing was, we want to give you, for your first speech, is amazing. Everybody, I think you did a marvelous job. You know. And we are just whatever, 7, 10 of us or 20 of us, and now you're going to be in front of a church with, I think, 500. The last funeral I did in Armenia was 1,000, so, so I'm not sure how many people it's going to be.
It was 100, yeah.
Yeah. Ali, you did a good job. Thank you for the last minute speech. I know sometimes she call us or let us know, hey, we need a speech, and you step up. Thank you for doing that. Overall, the meeting went on time. At 7 o'clock. I know Grace was running, and I'm sorry, Grace, your mom was nervous about you be here with the agenda, but you made it right on 7:01. So I'm gonna be compassionate to you this today. Otherwise, grammarian report, we could get that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So, I heard a couple of people use the word Sam, was I think the first one I heard use it. Taffy obviously used it. There's another person who used it, compassion. Was it, who was the other person?
Was it Owen? No.
No, I just remember Sam and, I think Elliot used it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
thank you for using that word. I feel like it's a word that is kind of needed in light of like what's going on, that we should show the world a little bit more compassion.
Yeah.
What I'd like to say is I was really just kind of really listening to the speeches today. and I was just kind of engrossed, so I didn't really take a lot of notes. But what my takeaway from today is that this 1 hour and a half from 7 to 8:30 is one of the most powerful like times in your week that you can invest in twice a month. Because as you know, your voice is a very powerful thing. But it's not just your voice to be able to speak on these speech topics, whatever your pathway is. Your voice matters, and that this group right here is a safe space where you can be seen and valued and heard in a compassionate way, in a way that can grow you as a person. And also it's healing for us because we're able to listen to you, and I believe that is also, it works both ways. So the vocality of you being able to speak your speech and us being able to listen to it, this is a human experience that is getting away from society. So I thank you for making the commitment and being a Toastmaster, and I hope that you guys do the speech contest and really participate. And thank you to the officers who are always here to serve. Helen, you're such a loyal person to videotape our speeches so that we can look back at it. Grace, you have an amazing presence. I mean, you're quite young, you just graduated from college with your first job, and just in what you've been able to show so far, you're just gonna grow beyond. And so I'm really awed at your presence, that at my age to witness you, I mean, when you're my age, you're just gonna blow people away. You'll walk into rooms and change the atmosphere, because you already do. You change the atmosphere here in this 1 hour and a half. I know you were struggling today, life happens, but thank you for showing up today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for always taking my calls to do what needs to be done. I really appreciate you as a right-hand person when I need you. So just really grateful for this group. So my grammarian report is more observation than the things that I wrote. I'm just thankful for all of you. I'm really grateful because each of you plays a part that we get to experience each other, and then we get to grow. And so I'm really glad that you guys are part of Arcadia Toastmasters. So if you haven't joined yet, make it official. And just a reminder, we have established ourselves as President's Distinguished. This is coming on 3rd year in a row. Let's make it the trifecta. I want to follow in Owen's footsteps, who followed in Tommy's footsteps, that we're gonna keep growing this club and making a difference. And so if you have any guests or friends that you think that could, benefit from being part of the club, please invite them as a guest. And also please do pay your membership so that we keep that club distinguished status and just keep meeting our goals. So.
Okay, let's go back to our Yuka. You had your R counter. Include my and everybody else.
I apologize. I didn't do Owen's and yours. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I'm being compassionate today.
Yeah, sorry. So for Joy, yes, one arm, one well, and then Scars, you had a speech, two speech, but first one I didn't, but second one I did. So one arm and then two arms, and then two three so, and then two and then four ends. Okay, and then Kelly, yours is two arms and then two so's and then 5 ends. Okay. And then Annette, you had two speeches, and then I combined them together. So 3 R's and then 6 12 and 3 so's, and then one repeats 2, and then 5 ends. Okay, and then Elliot, just 1 so. Yeah, so that's it for me. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Toastmaster topic.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Sam didn't have anything. Yeah, sorry.
Julie was great speeches. and you pick some of our newer guests, two of them actually. So you did a good job. I liked the whole topic. You're shining lately, and you have a huge future in this Toastmaster, being a master here too. So congratulations, you did a good job
Very good.
with that. And also with that, I want to give you overall, the meeting was great. Thank you for everybody who come in and welcoming our new guest. And Sam, I guess welcome back, right?
Yeah,
I never remember you,
Yeah.
but welcome back. Second time?
Yeah.
So, Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Taffy, for leading us through the evaluation. Sorry, I stole your thunder a little bit, but that was a great job.
Thank you.
And yeah, I will now like to thank you again to our tag team, our timer, Al Counter, and Romarian. I think we only have our best table topics and then our evaluator to give out ribbons for.
Oh, yeah, evaluator. Oh, do you have a ribbon for evaluator?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. But I'll grab it in a bit. But